Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to the channel, and man, I really appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out today's video. Always very happy to have you guys around here. And guys, one of the things that I like to do on all the channels, all three of my channels here, is I like to give you guys something that you can use like right now at the time of the month that we talk about. And at the time of filming this video, we're in the first week of October, and October is probably the best month, really October, maybe early into November, for fishing the larger glide baits and swim baits, that type of a thing. And I've got one I want to show you guys today, which is the Vatalion here. This is a Megabass Vatalion hard swim bait. This is an excellent lure for the month of October, and I want to sort of go over the applications that this thing works in, give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it, because man, guys, it's super unique, and it looks so much like some type of a bait fish or a perch. It comes in a lot of different colors here. It looks absolutely real coming through the water. It's just, the action on this thing is just incredible when you reel it, and we're going to talk about how to fish it in today's episode. Also, guys, a couple quick things before we get started. Just want to remind you, we do still have the end of summer sale going on my Solar Bat Signature Series glasses right now. You can get them at 30% off, and including you get a free hard case for them with Solar Bat 2. Use the promo code RandyB, capital R, capital B, for free shipping and handling. I'll have that link in the description. And also, guys, we have our fall and winter Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns up on my description too, guys. These are maps I built for Fish the Moment of lakes all across the country. It's a really good resource to get some good fishing places on the lake you're going to. So I'll have all that linked in the description of the video. Okay, if you're not familiar with it, guys, this is the Megabass Vatalion. It's been out for a while. I do not understand why this bait has not caught on more. It is a fish catching, a big fish catching son of a gun, especially in the fall time of the year. It's 4.5 inches long. Looks just like a bluegill or a perch. It's jointed right here. It's a hard swim bait. It's a slow sinker, and it goes through the water, guys. It's hard for me to hold it like this, but it goes through the water just like that, coming through the water. It looks, the tail's waggling like this thing. When you reel it, it just looks exactly like a live bluegill coming through the water. It looks so fishy. When you throw this thing in the water, when you see it, you'll want to keep throwing it, because man, it looks so good coming through the water. It looks really good coming through the water when you got about a 4 or 5 pounder comes up and clobbers it on the top of the water. But let me give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it and where to fish it and how to work it and that type of thing. This is a bait, unlike some glide baits and swim baits where you have to put action on them. You don't have to put any action on this thing. You just throw it out there and reel it like with a medium, maybe a medium fast retrieve. Just crank it in just like that. No stop and go, none of that type of stuff. I just usually reel it just about like that, medium retrieve. I usually am using it on 17 to 20 pound test Seaguar and VizX line. Some type of a medium heavy bait cast rod, a 7'2". I use that Megabass Perfect Pitch, but that's my setup with it. Pretty simple setup. Cast it weighs a little over an ounce, so it casts really easy. But the structures that you want to fish it on, this is one, it's a really easy bait to fish simply because you just throw it out and reel it in. But the key on this thing, like anything else, is the structures that you fish it around. Now, first of all, before I get into the structures, when you're working the Vatalion, guys, try to keep it in sight or just barely out of sight. I like to have this bait probably no more than a foot under the water. I like to keep it maybe 4 or 5 inches under the water most of the time. It seems like when you get this thing high up in the water column, those fish like it a lot better coming up on it than they do coming at it from a horizontal angle. So that's usually why I'll keep my rod tip high and just try to keep it just under the surface. You can actually wake it too. You can keep your rod tip high and really burn it, and you can get it to wake across the surface like an injured perch or something. So, you know, your retrieve variations, you can just experiment with that. But the main thing is in the month of October and into early November are the structures that you want to fish it on. There's 2 primary things that I do with the Vatalion in this time of year. And one of them involves, you know, like a bright or sunny day, and the other involves a low light condition. If you have a day that has low light conditions in October and you've got water temperatures in the 60s or the 70s, and you have any water visibility in that sort of that range between 2 to 4 foot, that's when it works the best in. You need get out there on those low light, cloudy, rainy days that have some wind, and just get out and crank this thing on any type of rocky bank, riprap bank, rocky banks, rocky points, bluff banks, that type of thing that have wind on it. in that water visibility that's a little bit cleaner, like 3 foot or so, if you have those low light days, since this is a big, fairly large profile bait, you know, it gives it enough camouflage to where those bass will get really aggressive on it. But you really need to have the wind, and you really need to have the lower light conditions for it to work good. Also, this thing is outstanding fishing over shallow grass. I caught some good fish on it down at Lake Toho a couple of years ago. So if you have a lake that has some shallow submergent grass in it that's growing up anywhere between, say, 2 to 5 foot under the water, you can do the same thing with the Vatalion over the grass beds, or even cast it along a grass edge or down along of a row of lily pads or something like that. Anywhere you think that a bluegill could be living. Okay, the second pattern for it, and this is the one that I've done actually the best on it, is throwing the Vatalions on around some type of a shady ambush point on a day where you have a partly cloudy or sunny day. So my favorite way to fish it, guys, is throwing it around a boat dock. Throw it down the front of the boat dock, down the sides of the boat dock, off the corners. Those fish will come out and hammer the thing out from the shady side of the docks. The same as if you have lay down tree in the water, lay down log, maybe an overhanging tree in the water, anything that has some type of an ambush point with shade on it. Concrete piers, you know, pilings in the water. Just the same type of stuff that you're fishing a spinnerbait or a chatterbait or a crankbait around some type of an object. You're going to do the same thing with the Vatalion. The difference between the Vatalion and another type of reaction baits is the fact that it is a visual sight bait. I mean, this thing it's quiet other than the noise it makes clacking on there. So it's a visual bait. That's why I like it in that water visibility. Around 3 feet seems to be the best. And fish have to be sort of in a unique mood and personality to hit it. Since this is a big bait, guys, it does take the fish to have a little bit more of an aggressive personality to bite it. This is not a good bait to use in like a heavily fished body of water or during tough fishing conditions, like after a front or something like that. Probably not going to be your best source or best selection. But if you've got a lake that has some decent quality fish in it, and these fish are somewhat aggressive because of the weather patterns that you have at the time, give that thing a try, guys. It'll get you some good bites, man. It's a really good big fish bait. And it's just fun to fish. It's fun and easy to fish. So anyway, guys, I'll link it in the description of the video. I'll have the Vatalion link and my Megabass link in the description of this video. And hope you guys enjoy fishing and catch some good ones on it. So we'll talk later.